What is up, internet world, and welcome to Accelerate. I'm Mike, he's Ian, and today bringing the Porsche 718 Boxster. So if you're thinking about buying a Porsche and the pockets are a little bit shallow because we're walking into a recession, but you told yourself 2024 was the year that you are buying yourself a Porsche. Well, lucky for you, Porsche has an option. It's called the 718. This model of Porsches are the least expensive ones you can buy. So here's how it goes. The cheapest or most inexpensive Porsche you can buy is called the 718 Cayman. And that is what this is, but a complete shell, no convertible whatsoever. Then you have this, the Boxster. Not this specific one, but this convertible version of it with less fluff. Then moving up the option list, you have the Cayman Style Edition. Then you have this exact car, which is the Boxster Style Edition. Then you have the Cayman S, the Boxster S, and then of course, the beloved GTSs. How much money exactly? Well, the Cayman starts at $68,300. The Boxster starts at $70,400. But what about this guy? What does this start at? Just over $76,000. But this one has equipment. And this is where Porsche kind of just pulls you in. They're like, we'll start low. But then when you want to buy one, you know, they sort of pull you up. So let's talk about options on this exact Porsche. First up is the Ruby Star Neo, which is the color. And this has a price of $29.50. These prices are all Canadian dollars moving forward. Leather interior in black with deviated stitching in chalk, which means this white stitching, which is basically chalk. Then the next option is locking wheel bolts. Those things are $70, which is actually a deal because dealerships like to charge you $249 for them sometimes. Next up is the GT Sport steering wheel with a price of $370. Actually, that's a good deal. Then you have the Bose surround system for $1130, good deal also. Then you have the headlight cleaning system covers in deviated exterior color, which is this guy right here for $270. Actually, that's a good deal too. Wow, that's a lot of good deals so far, so the next ones must be a ripoff. Sport Seats Plus two-way, $510. Navigation, including Porsche Connect. Finally they get to the ones where they're making money. $2640, I'd skip that guy. Then you have Sport Chrono Package, which you have to get, it's a Porsche. Then you have manual gear lever, aka shifter, with brushed aluminum trim for $350. Depending what climate you live in, sometimes the top can get either super hot or super cold, so maybe you'd want to skip that. Then you have two words, which are the biggest scam in German automotive history. You guys ready? Premium package. I cannot stand anything that is called premium package because I worked at Audi for a very long time, and why would you buy a car without premium package? They should be standard. Here's what you get. Luggage net in passenger footwell. We can skip that. Light design package. We can skip that. Seat ventilation. Lane change assist. I'm driving a Porsche. I don't need it. Electrically folding exterior mirrors, including courtesy light. All that costs $2470. You can keep it. But somebody in marketing was smart about this. They give you a build sheet with all the cost of your options, and they also include options that have a zero price. So in theory, these are free options. So let's roll. Roadster top in black. Then you get wheels painted in white. And then around the back, you have model designation in gloss white. Then you have smoker's package, so you can put your ashes in this little ash tray. Then around the corner here, you have Porsche. This is called decorative sticker in white, that thing. And finally, the 718 Style Edition package in white. This little sticker up the hood. In the 2023 Boxster Style Edition with 300 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque out of a 2-liter turbocharged 4-banger. Stability program off. Let's see what I can get out of this bad boy. Pretty good launch. 5.17. Whew, that's good. 5.17, baby, with winter tires on. To the front of the 718 Boxster. Now, when you are driving and you have one of these behind you and you look in your rearview mirror, you will see the front of a Panamera. Not a 911 because these headlights are not circular. They have this design. So, you know what? Nobody's gonna know you're driving a Boxster. So let's see how much room we have in the frunk of this Boxster. There we go, up you go. All right, in terms of width, you have 31 inches. And on the front part, you have 18 inches. And as far as depth goes, you have 23 on the high side and 20 on the low side. I know that's confusing, but you can basically fit like two 2x4s or a pretty decent sized little carry-on when you go to the airport. So why would you buy this Cayman on the side? Well, first of all, it is 5 inches shorter than a 911. The 911 comes with one frunk, not two like the Boxster. It's got one right here for storage and one in the back for storage. The Boxster is also a 2-seater, never a 4. The 911, you can get them in a 4-seater as well as a 2-seater on specialty models, but most of them are all 4-seater. Also, you cannot get the Boxster in all-wheel drive. It is always going to be rear-wheel drive. The 911, you can get it in a 4S version, aka 4-wheel drive. Also, the 911 is just more iconic. The Boxster, not so iconic. However, the Boxster is going to be better on fuel economy over the 911. So let's start off in the front. You can see on the side here you do have an ambient marker, which kind of blows, but it's all about the highway safety. They want to have that light there. As for the brakes, they are cross-drilled with black calipers. You do have to put 93 octane. It says it right there on the gas cap. Now, as the air flows down the side of this not so great looking vehicle, I said the same about the Cayman. Air gets sucked into the mid-engine, because that's what it's called, the mid-engine vehicle. As long as it is behind or between the axles, it is a mid-engine. It is not a rear-engine vehicle. The engine in the back would be like right here. This is rear engine. A mid-engine is when the engine is around here, and that's exactly where it is on this Cayman. Let's see how much room this Boxster has. As far as length go, you have 17 inches. Width, you have approximately about 3 feet, and depth, which is what everybody wants to know, it has about 11 inches or so. If you're wondering where the oil goes, because again, this is mid-engine, the oil goes right here. This is the fill, and I like how the suspension has these covers on them. That's pretty cool. Now, if you are a fan of the way the Boxster looks, please let me know in the comments below. Not the biggest fan, but I do like these exhausts. I love that it comes out of the center. You've got dualies out of them. Love it. It's all black. Amazing. Now you do have, of course, your Parktronic on the back here, a rear camera, the way Porsche says on this little lip. I love it. And this color, it's just, I'm starting to get used to it now. If you like this color, let me know once again in the comments below. So let's jump inside the Boxster and see what all the fuss is about. Ooh, nice seats. These are ventilated. They are nice and supportive. Love them. Crested headrest. Sick. These seats are amazing. Love it. So there's a lot of talk. If you don't know anything about Boxsters and Caymans, they handle very, very well because, of course, mid-engine, small vehicle, short wheelbase, handles like gold. Which brings me to the technology of this all. Now, it does have a 7-inch display, like I talked about with the navigation as the option. And if you're wondering what this is now replacing the cassette. There is 2 SDs, 1 micro SD card here, and there are 2 USBs in the vehicle. One in the center armrest, right there. Original USB, not a USB-C. And there's another one here in the glove box, hiding there. This is sort of a weird one, especially because they have put that there. You see this? See that? They have that there. So why not put it right next door with a plug? It doesn't make any sense. Why they put it in here? You have to close it to charge your phone. That is not what we want to do around here. What about this? I push it down, it opens up, and that is where your cup holders are. That is really cool. I love that. Steering wheel is a must buy for that $350. I love it. I love that you have all your different drive modes here. You have normal, sport, sport plus, and then individual, of course. This does not have sport response, which is a button that you hit and you have 20 seconds of extra power. But it's manual transmission, so there's no complaints from me. You do have a 4.6-inch display right there. It is digital. Of course, you have the tachometer and you have your speedometer there. There is no heads-up display. One thing you should appreciate about the 718s is that there is no gloss black on the center console. You have buttons that you hit that actually work. There's no extra button on the display you have to hit or go through a bunch of sub-menus to click the options you want to find. It's simply just buttons, and there's lots of them. Take a look. This is all your infotainment buttons. You have tuner, media, nav, map, source, phone, car, and home. And then of course your HVAC is all here. Very, very simple stuff. This will never really break, or at least if it does break, it's just a simple switch you have to replace. And then underneath the shifter, you've got your four ways, of course your stability program, your exhaust, and then a button that you like to know that it has, and that is to shut off, start, and stop. Because this one does shut off quite frequently, so it's nice to have the button I can hit. And if you're wondering how to put your top up and top down, I like the fact there are two individual switches, not just one. You see, most cars have one that you pull up and push down. This is specifically separate. So the top one is to put it down, and the bottom one is to put it up. I like that they're separate. All right, Porsche Boxster. Let's see what you're made of. God, the steering is so good, so light, and also, I don't have any hair. Surprise, boys. Cleaned up. Get this hair off me. So the Boxster's been gaining ground on the 911 as time goes on. Not just because we're in a bit of a recession, but more so because it has its own sort of appeal. This rear mid-engine design situation that's going on is like literally right here. It's not behind the seats, which means the turning is like instant, like absolutely instant. And we get between 2 and 3 cars a week, and normally by this time I'm filling it up. And in this case, I'm at half a tank. So fuel mileage is very good. Also, the fact that you can drop this top in like basically like anywhere between 6 and 8 seconds. It's super fast. It comes right down. It reminds me of like the S2000, just super quick, super fast. This color is not my favorite color. It's very Barbie-ish, hence the wig. But the spirit of the driving is the good part about this. It's like, it's awesome. It's just light. It handles really well. You can pull it into corners. It grips well. It is nice. Now, the last time I felt like this was when I was in the 911T. That was a great 911, just lightweight, just engaging, manual transmission, same thing, just really good. And this kind of gives me that vibe, and I don't know, it's it's hard to pick. Porsche do a great job just putting the fun and character back into driving. There's just not many vehicles out there that do this. Some people ask, how's the turbo lag when it comes to this 4-banger turbocharge? And there is a bit of lag. About 3,000 RPM here in 4th gear, and I will pin it, and you will listen to how this sounds. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Now it's starting to move. So it takes to about 4,000 RPM or so by the time it starts getting motivated to actually push you forward. It does okay, but definitely not enough passing power in 4th gear until you get about 4,000 RPM. So hopefully that answers that question. But the one thing you guys need to know that this is the base motor. There's the S, and then of course the Monster GTS, which we drove in the Cayman. That was an absolute terror. Oh, what a great motor. That 4-liter, if you guys can afford that 4-liter, man, you have to buy that 4-liter. I would save your money, not buy the S, and just wait till you can buy that 4-liter. The GTS, that thing's crazy. Ian, bring him back and give him a reminder. Get his foot to the ground. Listen to this thing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, baby. 3.85. That is the most violent 3.85 I can't even hold my spit together here. Ever. Like, it's so much fun to do. It is so much fun to do. So if you're considering buying the Boxster versus the Cayman and you're indifferent about a convertible or basically a fixed coupe, I'd probably more think about whether you want to have manual transmission versus the PDK. And it's because the PDK ships very, very fast. The posted 0 to 60 times, the manual is 5.1 seconds. And if you get the PDK, it's 4.9 seconds. That PDK is very quick. There's just no way any human can shift as fast as that transmission. So that's something you may want to look at versus, hey, do I want to have a convertible versus a coupe? This is very comfortable. This is, if you selectively use your car or it's in the garage, it's not even a garage queen, but one that you don't use all the time, then I'd probably opt for the Boxster. If it's a daily driver, me personally, I'd buy the Cayman. I do like having the drop top. I like the outside versus being a little bit more claustrophobic. This is definitely more claustrophobic, I would say, than the 911, obviously. But this also feels a little bit more claustrophobic than the Cayman. The Cayman felt more, I don't know, it just felt more, a bit more openy. I don't know what that was, maybe the back end here, the way this top runs, but it just felt a little bit more open. Also, it was green and it sounded amazing, so I just wanted to hear that reverb with the exhaust all the time, which you don't get as much on this one, obviously different engines, but it's just the way the design of the car is and how sound travels in the vehicle itself. The Cayman is going to give you a bit more feedback when it comes to sound versus the Boxster. So if you don't know what a Boxster weighs, it weighs just shy of 3,000 pounds. That's very light for a German car that's solid. Generally, German cars are fairly heavy. They put a lot of substantial weight behind certain things, so it feels more solid. But if you can get a vehicle under 3,000 pounds that makes 300 horsepower, that's manual transmission, rear-wheel drive, you're gonna have a lot of fun. There's just no way out of those ingredients. And that's what you get with the Boxster. And then you couple Porsche's like DNA. It's just getting over the nameplate of Boxster, and that is why they've put 718 in front of it. So hope you guys like this video on this 2024 Boxster Style Edition. We'll catch you on the next one.